This one's a little harder because this one you're actually going to have to kind of
Scan.
well, yeah, you're gonna have to think.
Oh God.
I know. So you need to look through here and tell me where you think 4 major virus shapes.
Now, this is chapter 10. I want section
Yeah, that's
2.
what you want. Chapter 10, section 3.
Mrs. Wade, who works with us, is a certified science teacher, and she took over working on the science with students.
Okay. If you start down here with like list questions, it just makes it easier to work your way backwards then, because list questions are always easier than having to answer full questions. So it says list the 4 major virus shapes. So you need to
Classes that we're able to have them start learning some study skills in would be their social studies and their science classes.
Classifying viruses. Bold letters.
Okay.
Classifying viruses.
Yep. Now read.
Oh, right here. Crystal, spheres, spacecraft, and cylinders.
There.
Okay, so let's. Oh, cool. That's all 4 of them.
A little hint. It was in big bold. Okay. So you always want to read the bold.
Crystals.
We get them to say, okay, what's important here? Oh, you see titles that are in blue. You see subtitles that are in red. Those are put in those colors to be able to pull your attention. Those are your important things. So that's how we help with study skills.
Read up here first.
Virus finds a host. Right here first.
Yep.
The one function that viruses share with living things is that they reproduce. No.
Yep, keep going.
They do this by infecting living cells and turning them into virus factories. This is called the lyric cycle.
Lictic.
We're trying to get them to read out loud a little bit more because a lot of them are better auditory learners.
When you go to explain this, so like number 1, you know, the viruses find a host cell. Obviously, that's something you're going to have to write the whole thing on, because obviously there's only one little sentence there. But when you get to these, you don't need to copy the entire thing. Basically, you just want to kind of do a quick explanation, because what's going to happen is if you copy that entire thing down, that's going to mean absolutely nothing to you. All you hear is wah, 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 wah.
So if I make notes myself and put it into my own words, I'll
Correct.
remember it better.
Correct. And that's all that they want is your answers. So
Okay.
Being able to pull out important information
this one is
and
self-explanatory.
use it to answer questions is one of the things that we try to stress.
So the virus enters the
Okay,
cell.
look at the picture and read that to me, and then we'll put it in your own words.
The virus enters the cell, or in some cases, the virus genes are injected into the cell. Okay, so something goes into the cell on step 2.
It's the virus. It's not something. It's always the virus, because we're talking about viruses and how they get into the cell.
Okay.
So it's not. It's always
So
going to
the
be virus.
virus or the virus genes go into the cell.
Correct.
The more that we do that with the students, they're actually able to become more independent on doing their own work. And some of them at this point are saying, okay, you don't need to help me right now. I'm just doing it and I'll ask you if I have a question.